we're going to have to lobby here as well, and we're going to have to lobby for it and just hope for the best. Yeah, fingers crossed. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Plutocracy. We're back in our lovely office. It's still raining outside, but it is the 1st of April, so maybe there's some cruel practical jokes hiding around the corner. I'll tell you what isn't a joke: the fact that in the last episode we got elected. So we are now the something, I don't know what, but we're the something of in the Senate. I think we're maybe the senator for Minnesota, which I think kind of makes sense. I don't think our party won the election. I can't remember. Who are we? Are we Democrat? Is this Democrat? Yeah, we're Democrat, and I think the party who actually won is not Democrat. So let's have a look. Republican. Yeah, so they've got 38 seats, and we've got 31. So the Republicans hold the Senate, but the Democrats have a majority in the House of Representatives. So I'm not really sure what happens in this scenario, but it must have happened before. It probably happens in midterm elections and stuff like that. But yeah, we're here anyway, and we're going to do our thing. And we do need to get an extra hat, because our reputation is down a bit. One thing I really, really want to be able to do, though, and really was the only reason that I wanted to get into politics here, is that I want to overturn the monopolies rule. I don't want there to be any restrictions on monopolies in the US, so that I don't have to pay any sort of fine to the Treasury for having a monopoly, because I do have quite a few of them. But we don't have enough influence for that yet. We need to increase our influence. So we've got a target of having at least 170,000 influence. So we're most of the way there at 140,000. That's pretty high, but we're not high enough yet to introduce that anti-monopoly. Well, to repeal that anti-monopolies bill. We'll get there. That's kind of like our aim in politics. It's all for selfish purposes. we didn't get into politics for any nice reason, because of course we didn't. We're plutocrats. What we are going to do is we're going to start the game today by buying a painting, The Last Day of Pompeii. A beautiful painting, and it's now ours, so we can put that on our wall. And only 2 more paintings to go. The Starry Night would be quite nice to get. Let's have a look at the newspaper. There has been a new law in Arkansas. They raised income tax. Very disappointed about that. Yeah. So Senate, Democrats 31, Republicans 38, non-partisan 7. Democrats 151, Republicans 132, non-partisans 42. So yeah, interesting stuff. We've now got 100 messages here, which is way too many. I don't like this message management system. It feels really clunky. Maybe just try and keep an eye on the newspapers so that we can see any of the political stuff that's coming up. But for now, we've got a whole bunch of money here that we need to spend. Like I said, we need to work on increasing our influence, but that will come in time. So in the state here, I think we do have, we have all of these buildings that we have sponsored. One way of increasing our influence might be to go to all of the states and get all of the buildings in all of the states. So that'll probably do it. But I'm not going to do that without stopping by and trying to buy some shares in some banks on the way around. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start with this one. Actually, before I do that, I'm just gonna let's filter. Let's filter to only available, and we'll see if we can give a credit to anyone. It doesn't really matter too much about it. I can afford to just give away 111,000 nowadays. So there we go, and we'll just get our reputation up. Very good indeed. It's always good to have a maximum reputation. Yeah, so I'm going to just jump in and try and buy this bank as well, and we'll go from there. That's number one. Number two failed, so that's bad. Etiquette did not save us, but it's cool. We didn't quite make an enemy. Okay, this is number two, the new number two. I'm going to send this cardinal around to increase the loyalty of this character. Okay, the cardinal's working their magic. It hasn't worked, and I think we've just made an enemy, which is kind of bad. Let's make it up by buying a fine tea set, and for under the asking price, and also completing our collection of antiquities. So yeah, very happy about that. We have all the weapons and all the antiquities. We just need more horses, truth be told. We've got more houses now than horses, which is interesting. No motor cars yet, but they will come. Okay, this is just a friendly hitman. Definitely not taking out our latest enemy. This definitely didn't happen. Okay, so we skipped to the next quarter. I had to actually give out a bunch of loans so that we get some money in. But mainly so that I could get a hitman and assassinate that woman who had recently become our enemy due to a bad business deal. We're gonna buy this 20 franc gold coin, hopefully. Yep, there we go. And oh gosh, that's most of the coins now. I don't know what this newspaper article is going to say. A new law passed. Reduce the amount of dismissal labour benefits. Okay, cool. That's cool. Sounds good to me. Yeah, so now we're going to try again. Let's see if this person's going to be easier to deal with. So I think they probably are. So let's do a deal now. Let's insist on the price. See if we can get it over here a bit more. Now I'm going to compromise. Let's compromise again. We can't keep getting failed deals, except we have another failed deal. I really don't want another enemy. Do we just pay above the odds? No, I can't do that. Okay, we're going to get another enemy. Oh boy, I'm going to have to go and hire another hitman. Oh, okay. Finally, good. Our etiquette won out. So we've got how many days? July the 16th. Okay, we don't have to wait too long before we can deal with this guy again. Okay, let's try again with this guy. And hopefully we'll get a more favourable deal this time. You never really know. Oh, but there we go. That is much more favourable. I'm not even going to negotiate. So that takes us to 85.9% of the company. And now we need to get the rest of the shares. I might just do a buyback of shares if I can. Let's check and see how much. Yeah, there's tons of money in reserve, so it's probably worth just doing a buyback. So buyback of shares. We'll do that one. That's gonna lose a bunch of money from the company coffers, but it means that we are the sole shareholder of this business. And now we can do some jiggery pokery as well to all of these numbers, like increasing the work plan, changing the unit rate maybe. Oh, this is just losing us money, so let's not do that. Actually, yeah, we're apparently paying nothing, or paying our people peanuts, which does increase the strike risk, but it was always gonna happen. We are also going to, I believe, with this one, go for a merger. I think that makes sense with this bank's trust. So let's wait until October the 11th before we do that, though. So this building completes, and then we'll merge those two businesses together. But for the meanwhile, let's chuck this guy into the trust and also into the cartel, which is very nice indeed. And yeah, that means we own all of the banks in Minnesota as well. I will, like I said, I'll wait until, was it October the 11th? Yeah, just wait for that big building to complete, and then we will merge these two companies together, which will be very nice indeed. I've also just noticed that we have the chance to buy a horse, so let's do that. Because it's always a good idea to increase our influence, and we do that by buying horses. What's going on in the news? Upcoming elections of officials. Okay, elections for public office will be held in many states. End date for accepting applications October the 6th, 1988. Okay. So is this going to be at a state level? I think possibly it is. So who's most likely to win this? Actually, the Democratic candidate. Let's sponsor them. So that would give us a puppet. What are we going to get? Let's get a goon. I don't think I'm going to sponsor this guy. And are there elections for anything else? I guess that's just Minnesota. Let's look at the map. So we have offices in all of these places, so I guess we can check in a bunch of places. So maybe not there. Okay, there are elections here as well. Let's have a look. This guy isn't likely to win, which is a shame. Nothing going on in the legislature. I guess. What's this guy's desire? Because it would be worth just trying to get a puppet anyway. Let's sponsor both of these. I'll sponsor both of them because this guy doesn't look like he's likely to win. Although, if I do sponsor him, no, let's just sponsor the Democrat, and let's just see if he can pull out a miracle. I don't think he will, but it's worth a shot. And then this guy is up for re-election. He is our puppet, but we can also sponsor this non-partisan person and puppet them as well. So regardless of who wins, we should get a puppet, which is very nice. I might sponsor him anyway, just so that we get a reward. We are attempting to buy another horse. I don't see why we'd fail, because we have deeper pockets than most people that attend these auctions. And there we are. So horse number 4. Very good. Okay, new quarter, more money. Are we going to buy a sailboat? You betcha. Nothing quite like a sailboat to get the wind behind your sails. Don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, we purchased that for a cool 1.1 mil. Very nice. Yeah, we have more money to spend. We can now, I think, do we have to wait like a couple more days? Yeah, we'll wait 10 days and then we'll do the merger, and then we'll move on to another state. Okay, so we're going to have a look at the merger now. So, banks trust, structure, we will do a takeover. Takeover allows you to combine the capacities of both companies, having bought the shares of all the shareholders of in the acquired company, or we'll just do a straight merger. The merger allows you to combine the capacities of both companies by redistributing shares between all shareholders. Well, I own 100% of it anyway, so I may as well just do a merger rather than a takeover. And I think we will get this guy because he's got a slightly higher diplomacy. I think it makes a lot of difference. I think also he's got like half the salary, so yeah, better choice. The new company will of course be called Banks Bank because we have no original ideas. Technologies are all staying the same, and shareholders will agree. Very good. So, and obviously it's still Banks Trust. We will jump back into the cartel though. Very nice. And then, yeah, we're making quite a good amount of income, but we do need to take work plan back up. Let's up that dividend rate considerably to 80%. Still loads of money in reserve. I think we've got enough money in reserve. We could probably up the dividend rate to 90%. Worker rate is probably going to go down. I mean, that didn't seem to make any sort of noticeable difference, so we'll keep it the same. And then let's yeah, we are a monopoly in this state as well. Let's get an expansion going. Let's do a big building. Very good indeed. The other thing that we wanted to do is to have a look at the laws, and under this financial thing there is the no restrictions. We need 172,000 influence now. We're at 170,000, so we're getting there. I think it's probably worth us now moving state. So I keep pressing the wrong button. So we own all of the banks in these states here. I might just pop next door. That might be worth it. There's no real rhyme or reason to it. I'm just going to go for the nearest one, and we'll keep going along that trajectory. Can I speak? Along that path, along that route, if you would. Okay, so there are two banks here. They're both not worth very much, so they should be easy for us to take over. Hopefully our enemy isn't in charge of any of them. I'll try and buy these banks and I'll get back to you. Okay, so both of these banks now owned fully by us. I'll now merge those two banks together, which seems like a good idea. So we go for a merger. We will of course call it Banks Bank, and I guess we'll keep this CEO, although we'll probably look to change them in a little bit. We will actually get some technology increases. So these two banks are now merged together. We will of course join the trust and the cartel. So very nice indeed. Another cartel there. We'll also increase the work plan as we do. There's some workers we can get as well. There's plenty of money in reserve, so we'll up that dividend rate to a good, let's say 90%, and then worker rate we will decrease. Yeah, obviously this bank is a monopoly, so very nice. Let's just have a look and see if we can get a 5-star CEO who is unemployed, who isn't me. Looks like we actually can't unless we get one of these people. So we could use the headhunter, which might be a way to go. Let's see if that headhunter is successful. And so the headhunter's having a nice meeting. He's talking about employee benefits, and as a result we have a new CEO. A 5-star CEO. Oh, and look at this. We now have the territories of North and South Dakota. Very nice indeed. A new market for us to exploit. A new market for us to sell goods in. Yes. Let's buy this coin if we can. I think we should be able to. There we go. Very nice indeed. And what's going on with this? There is a bill here. Reduce import duty on oil. Cool. I don't care too much about any of this. so nothing really to worry about. So that now we control all of the banks here in Wisconsin, I'm going to buy an office, and then I'm going to buy all of the special buildings in the state. I say buy them, I'm going to sponsor them, I guess. Very good, and that's going to get our renown up a slight bit. Is it at a level now where we can actually get rid of that horrible monopoly law? I hope so. So what do? We go on to laws, and then under financial, there is no restriction. We only need 165k now. That's kind of funny. Let's introduce this bill. So February the 10th, 1890 is when it's going to go to the House of Representatives. We're going to buy a bottle of wine. It's going to be an expensive bottle of wine, but we're going to buy it anyway, because why not? Why not? Okay, so this might be confusing. Let's just have a look at the available seats and sort by renown. So I don't think we're a politician anymore. Have we sort of failed? Oh, look at that! We simply moved states, and we won. We got the world top rating. So yeah, I guess we are now the plutocrat. We have definitely won. So yeah, that's cool. I will of course continue, because why would I not at this stage? But let's take a glance at how things are looking. So at the moment we're currently worth 3.24 billion, and we have a bank balance of 153 million, which isn't too bad by any reckoning. Let's have a look at the person search. Let's see how far ahead we got. So I'll get rid of all of the filters there, and we'll just search wealth here, descending, and we want to be at the top here, and yeah, there we go. So we're only the richest by a small margin, but we are now the richest. Are we also the most influential person? So let's sort that descending as well. No, we are not. So if we were playing an influence game, we'd still have a way to go. I wonder if it's worth trying to be the most influential person as well. So we've got 189,000 influence, and there's 483,000 influence to go. I was just looking at this, and it looks like we just didn't join the elections. So we stood 1 year, got in, and then we just didn't do anything else. So look, we've got more states joining as well. That's pretty cool. Let's have a look at the map, see how filled out this is. Yeah, there's a lot more going on. We are heading back to Minnesota when we started winning. Yeah, let's just have a look, because yeah, when we click on this, we're not there anymore. So it was a short-lived appearance in the state. Yeah, we don't actually need to do anything here, so I guess we'll continue. We'll move over to North Dakota. Looks like our enemy here is coming to South Dakota, so interesting to see what they're doing. There are 2 banks here. We're going to buy both of these banks and then get back. We have police chief shenanigans going on, but we're going to use intimidation, which is very handy. Remove penalties for monopolies. Okay, we want to make sure this succeeds, so we're going to lobby for this if we can. So we are in favour of repelling the bill. So we'll lobby for that, and we'll see what happens. Okay. So Simmons and Partners and Lee Brothers both now belong to me. I'm going to go to the largest of the 2. I'll set up the merger. Everything will be absolutely fine and dandy. Both of these people, not very good. It will of course be renamed to the classic Banks Bank. Just in case you weren't sure what type of business it was. Technology is technology, and we would agree. So new bank has been formed. Let's change the CEO. Let's try and get a good 5-star CEO. We have possibly this person. Let's use an agent and let's see if we can get them on board. For the meanwhile though, we'll increase the work plan, up the number of workers. For now, I think we'll keep the dividend size at 50%. And we'll also leave the worker rate as it is. We will go for a small company expansion if we could. We can't even afford a small expansion. Okay, we won't do that. What we will do though is we'll join the good old trust, and we will of course join the cartel. So yeah, we have a cartel level of dominant, I guess, with 50% income boost. Very good indeed. Okay, so the lobbyist is doing his thing, and he has succeeded. So that is very nice indeed. And there we go. We got a political power broker again. So let's have a look. Remove penalties for monopolies. So that is currently 166 in favour, 160 against. So that's very nice. Let's have a look at the Senate. I don't think we can lobby on that yet. So yeah, let's wait for it to get through. Let's wait for it to get through the House of Representatives, and then we need to see what happens and see if we can get it to the Senate. And when it gets to the President, not a lot we can do there. Let's buy a horse, however. I'm always happy to see a horse on the market. They will of course be obsolete soon, because cars will exist. But yeah, we'll get more horses while we can. And here's the headhunter having a nice chinwag. But he was unable to actually convince the potential CEO to join us. So I guess we'll go for the next best thing. We'll go for the CEO. Well, no, we'll have to go for an unemployed person. This person here has the ambition to become a CEO. So if we give them the job, I need to right click them. Never ever going to get good at that. Yeah, if we give them the job, then it will allow us to get a bit more loyalty with them, which is always a nice thing to have. And actually, I guess we can give them a credit as well, give them a loan, and get complete loyalty with them, which is very nice indeed. Yeah, so let's let them manage this business, and let's just see how it goes. We will keep the dividend level at 50% for now, just to build up the stake there in the bank. I'm going to do the usual. I'm going to buy all of these things, and then once we've done that, we'll move on to another state and try and own all of the banks there as well. So checking the monopoly law, we've got until the 10th of Feb. So actually I might stay here while we wait to see what happens. Okay, so it passed in the House of Representatives. So very good indeed. The next step is the Senate. We're gonna have to lobby here as well, and we're gonna have to lobby for it and just hope for the best. Yeah, fingers crossed. Okay, so we're lobbying in the Senate, and it has been successful. So hopefully, so that's now 43 to 41. Hopefully the president will actually sign off on this. So March the 12th is when that goes to the vote. Fingers crossed we will lift the monopoly restrictions. Very excited about that. For now, let's move over to South Dakota, where our enemy is. Hopefully he's not buying up the banks. Okay, we're gonna also buy another painting, because I'm a big fan of buying paintings. There we go. Very nice indeed. Only one painting remaining, and it is the Starry Night. It will be a very starry night when we get that one. And we've got March the 12th. So that's coming up. Let's wait and see what happens. And it's passed. Excellent. And by the big increase in our money there, I'd say that the monopoly law has been revoked. So I wonder if there is a bill here. I inform you that the law remove penalties for monopolies initiated at your request has been approved. I was glad to accept. And I'm glad about that as well. Our money did take a dip when a lot of our given credits either got refused or got paid off. Oh my, we have a lot of given credits here that have gone bad. But not to worry, we're still making an awful lot of money. So much money, in fact, that we are now the richest person in the country, which I'm very pleased with. Very, very pleased with. It took a while to get there, didn't it? But we're there. I think with that, now that we've got rid of that horrible monopolies law, we will call this the end of the video. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, do leave a like, leave a comment and subscribe, all of those lovely things. And until next time, goodbye.